Congrats on hitting tier 2. The game only gets more fun from here. There's a few really great things you can do to boost your gear score in the new tier, and I'm going to show you how. Also, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm also streaming Lost Ark on Twitch, so come catch me live there. Links in the description. So right after defeating the RNG boss and hitting 600 item level, you should hop into your Yorn quest line. You're going to need to finish this so that you can do the next tier of Chaos Dungeons, Guardian Raids, and Abyssals. However, unlike your Shoeshire questline, finishing Yorn will not give you a full set of gear. Instead, once you're done, you can either run your new Chaos Dungeon runs for a full set, or you can try and snag some of these gear pieces for cheap off the auction house. It's up to you. But wait, don't start enchanting just yet. Make sure you go to the Honing NPC and click on Gear Transfer. You should then transfer your old plus 15 gear onto your new gear for a free +1 enchant on all of your pieces. And now, what I want you to do is actually go to your Stronghold and then scroll to the bottom of your researches and start researching the honing upgrades for your alt characters. If you want a more detailed explanation on how to do this, check out my video here. I'll explain why you should do this later, but it does take some time, so it's good to get started on it now. After this, I recommend you doing islands. There are not as many islands in T2 as there were in T1, but the ones you can do give you a lot of materials, so fear not. Also, make sure you finish all of the purple and yellow quests on these islands as they give lots of upgrade materials. Make sure that you first pick up the quest, The Perfect Getaway, from Stern, which starts the Iwana Island quest chain. Complete the first part on Peyto and then go to Vern, and take the ocean liner down to Lutera, which is where the next set of islands are located. Once you set sail in Lutera, head to Fomona Island and finish all the quests there. Quick note, you can do Fomona again on an alt if they are the opposite gender from your main for extra rewards. You can then sail to Iwana Island and complete the quests there. There's also a hidden quest on this island that you can grab by interacting with the glowing crate near the entrance of the island. Make sure you do this. From Iwana, we're going to go to Liebeheim and finish all of the quests there. One of the final quests will actually ask you to go to Shoeshire. You can ignore that one for now since there's still other islands in the area to do first. Next, go up to Revelry Row, which continues the quest chain you picked up in Peyto. Complete all of the quests there, and then head to Distorted Island. Do the quests on Distorted Island. However, you do need a cube ticket to finish this island. Don't worry if you don't have a cube ticket right now, just complete it whenever you can. Then from Distorted Island, we're going to go to Twilight Isle. The quest you do on this island actually ends in Lutera, so just finish that part later. From Twilight Isle, we're going to Gravis Island. Same deal here, finish all of the quests, and then head over to Hypnosis Island. On Hypnosis Island, finish the quests, and there is also a hidden quest that you can pick up on the first floor of Calivus's home. Just look for the glowing outline. After that, we're going to go to Azure Island. This is the final destination of this island route, and it actually takes a bit of time to do as there are a lot of quests here to complete. All of these quests are actually from hidden objects, and they include solving riddles, timed quests to run to locations, etc. To complete this island, you'll need the Song of Spring, which you acquire from finishing the yellow quest on Shengra. You also need Heavenly Harmony, which you get from Harmony Islands event. And you'll need the Sway emote. But if you followed my T1 island guide, you'll already have this emote, so no worries. For this island, I actually recommend using a map to complete it, since there are so many hidden items to find, and I'll have a link for that down below. From here forward, feel free to finish up those quests that ask you to go to Shoeshire and Lutera, and your cube dungeon. Now you should have a hefty amount of materials, which should get you to at least 1000 item level. Now, if you still have Chaos Dungeon runs left for the day, and if you have time before reset, I recommend going to complete Phaeton, which requires 960, now that you have item level for it. This way, you can do the Phaeton Chaos Dungeons for more material drops. If you don't have Chaos runs left, don't worry, just complete Phaeton before the next reset for the same reasons. Now I'm going to talk about other ways you can get materials to help you with that final 100 item level to get to T3. which starts at 1100 item level. Like in T1, you'll want to complete your Guardian raids, Abyss dungeons, and Chaos dungeons for materials both daily and weekly. This will be your primary source for upgrade materials after you finish your islands. And remember how I had you go to research those 2 upgrades at your Stronghold? Well, if you have an alt that's close to T2 as well, I recommend getting them there as they can help give materials to your main. With those 2 upgrades researched, it'll be much easier to get your alts up to T2. You'll also want to keep up with your Una's dailies and weeklies, as these give you lots of leap stones. For dailies, I usually pick the fastest ones that give leap stones and set Bifrost points to them. Another daily that's good to get started on now is actually on Anguished Isle. This is a tier 3 island, but you can start doing the daily here in T2 to start accumulating keys, which you'll be able to use to enter the dungeon on this island once you're in T3. This dungeon is so good because it will give you a currency which allows you to buy T3 upgrade materials, engravings, even legendary engravings, gems, and a legendary Overwhelm rune. I know this doesn't help you push your T2 gear score, but it's worth it to get started on since each dungeon run consumes 1 key and you can only get 1 key a day. You should also make sure that you do Chaos Gates, World Bosses, and the weekly Ghost Ship. I recommend doing the ones in Phaeton since they are the right ones for your item level. These drop a multitude of materials from Moon's Breaths to treasure maps, which will help give you an edge as you push to T3. T2 is also the first tier you can start doing Boss Rush, which, like Cube Dungeons, you enter by obtaining a ticket. This drops from Chaos Dungeons or the Bloodstone entrance ticket chest. Also, like Cube Dungeons, Boss Rush has you clear multiple floors with the best rewards gated by finishing all of the floors. Make sure that you queue for this with a full group to ensure that you can clear the entire instance. Boss Rush is amazing for upgrading as it gives you a ton of leap stones, Moon's Breaths, and so many gems that you can fuse into higher level gems to keep or sell. Tier 2 Cube Dungeons are also great to do as they give you lots of Moon's Breaths too. These are amazing for your plus 14 to plus 15 weapon enchants. Make sure you also queue for a full party if you snag a Cube Dungeon ticket. And now onto your weekly merchants. And by weekly, I mean you can only buy out each material once a week. The first weekly merchant you should buy out is right at the dock, and it is the merchant ship. You can go to honing materials and snag all the upgrade mats for T2 there. Next up is the Bloodstone vendor. Hope you've been donating to your guild. And the higher level your guild is, the more materials you can purchase here. You can also buy materials from the Chaos Dungeon vendor, using the currency you get from running Chaos Dungeons after your first 2 runs are done for the day. You can also get materials from making sure that you run the Yorn and Phaeton story dungeons on hard mode. And that's really it. Make sure that you do your islands, your dailies and weeklies, events, boss rush / cube dungeon runs, and buy out your weekly merchants. I hope this helped you guys out and that you have fun clearing T2 content. I'll catch you all next time.